Okay, so here's my question. Give me two scientific, other than the ones you mentioned about the water and things, curvature and all that. Give me two scientific examples of why it's not round and why it is flat.
Okay, so on a globe, there's curvature, physical curvature. So my mouth is behind the curvature. You can't see it, right? And zooming in, you can't see it because there's a physical curve. So on a globe, the size that they tell us, 24,901 miles around, if you use actual math, their math, the Pythagorean theorem, they say, what's the drop, mile by mile? At 3 miles, there's a 6-foot drop. So that means a 6-foot tall person standing at the edge of perfectly calm water. I'm talking glass water, like not a ripple on it, and perfectly clear, the clearest air ever. Okay. They can only see the surface of the water for 3 miles because after that 3 miles, there's a 6-foot drop. And so it goes behind the curve. So there's a physical, if we lived on a ball, there's a physical curve. Now, if it got clearer, you couldn't see farther. It doesn't, because it can't, we're already in perfect conditions. If there's little waves, those waves are going to actually block you closer. And if there's fog, it's only going to bring the horizon closer. So on a ball, the horizon can only get closer than 3 miles. If you're standing up at the edge of the water, if you're sitting down, it's even closer. Okay. So we can measure how far we should be able to see. The problem is we can zoom in on things farther. Here is a photo that was taken fairly recently, and there's a whole bunch of mountains over here. Okay. These mountains are over 700 miles away. Now, yes, he's up high on a mountain, but the reason that this photo was taken easily, because when you're down low, the air is the thickest and it becomes soup. Just a couple of miles, it's hard to see. 50 miles, it turns into an opaque wall sometimes, even on a fairly clear day. But up high, the air is thinner, clearer, and you can see farther. The tops of these mountains should be over 40 miles below the physical curve, but we can see them. You know what mainstream science says about this? You know what the globe trolls, the flat earth trolls say about it? No, they don't even want to address it because refraction doesn't explain it. Okay?
That's what I thought they would say.
All of these mountains, that's the only thing they can say. All of these mountains are the right shape, in the right position. Now people go, well, we can't see the bottom. And that has to do with the topographical effects. So like this mountain here is blocking, like this isn't ground level. This is pretty high and it's blocking things. So you're losing parts of the bottom because of atmospheric compression, because of topographical things, because of atmospheric things. But that doesn't matter. We can see the tops of these mountains. We can see most of the mountain. Okay. 40 miles of curvature. Okay. Is that proof?
I would say that if all the mathematics that you spoke was reality, then yeah, it would be difficult to disprove that, what you said.
Good answer. And because you shouldn't just believe this. Now, this is something, whenever I get Dave, you're not going to pay your 3 Bitcoins no matter what I say. And I'm like, I'll throw that picture at them. And they're like, well, if I took you to space, I don't have the money. I'm like, you want to take me to fake space, a place that you can't go to prove that the earth is a globe when the earth isn't a globe. I'm like, how about we just go to this mountain and take the picture ourselves? I don't need to take the picture. I know it's real. Okay. Go check it out yourself. And the conditions are usually pretty good at that altitude. You can probably take that picture on most days. Now, this is a balloon at 20 miles high, right? This is just like the cloud deck down here. The sky is black, 20 miles, 120,000 feet. Okay. That's 20 miles. Now, ready? This is where your brain is going to melt. Ready? Kansas, pretty flat, right? That's what they tell us, right? Kansas, flat as a pancake. Okay. From one end of Kansas to the other. Now, if I was here, where's Kansas? Whatever. I'm here in Kansas, right? I'm at the top of the ball, and I want to go to the other end of Kansas. There should be 20 miles of curvature. Okay, from one end of Kansas to the other. So from one end of Kansas, it drops as much as the height of this balloon. Now, this is where your brain goes, I can't make sense of that.